Hello everyone, welcome to another tutorial. So today our post is for fantasy dyes, and that's a Russian brand that manufacture chipboards as well as dyes. So today we're just doing a quick tutorial on creating a journal cover. Now most often whenever we've done any journal covers so far, we've always used mixed media techniques. And today we decided, because we've got a lot of requests from people who are into scrapbooking as to how to incorporate different elements. So we decided that we do a journal cover based on the scrapbooking techniques and just use some different papers and do a lot of layering. So this is going to be our book that we're going to be using, and we're making a base of about 7 3/4 inches by 5.5 inches. So our first base paper would measure that. So we've decided to use the Just Be You Eco Park collection for this because we have some random scraps and we want to use that. So for the first sheet of paper, we're going to cut our base to 5.5 by 7 3/4 inches. So that will be our base layer, our first layer, and we'll finish doing all the layering and then just adhere it onto the book, so it's easy. And now let's just use our little tool and create some distressed edges with it. We're going to be using 2 shades of distress inks here. One would be a pinkish tone, so worn lipstick, and another would be the greenish tone, that's cracked pistachio. So just for different layers. So for this one, let's distress it with the cracked pistachio. Now the next layer needs to be smaller than this, but we'd like to sort of have this peeking through as well. So maybe about 4 inches by 6.5 inches. So we'll be using this one. Now in the same way, let's distress the edges and then use the worn lipstick pink ink for this. Now we uproot this layer using some leftover corrugated scraps just to give it some dimension. Next, it would be a good idea to have a small pocket here before really layering all our elements, and we can sort of add a tag or two inside that pocket. So for that, pick another piece of pattern paper and cut it to 2 inches by 4.5 inches, and in the same way just distress the edges and add glue to 3 sides of the pattern paper. And now we can begin layering our chipboards and die cuts. So for this particular project, we've already cut a few die cuts using the fantasy dies. So we've used this particular die, that's FD776. We've used this one, and that one is 232. This one, that's 700. And this one, which is 762. So using these dies, we just cut some scrap piece of paper that we had in our stash. So this is white cardstock, and we had some splatter of inks from previous project, So we had this paper and we just ran our dies through the die cut machine, and then that's a look at our die cut elements. So our die cut elements, so some have more white, a little bit of the touch of the color, and it just gives it a very random and organic look. And these colors went well with our project, so we decided to use this particular scrap piece. Now we decided to use these two chipboards and just colored them with some golden paint so they stand out. And it's all about layering. So we've used a piece of cheesecloth and colored it with a little bit of a teal for the contrast. And now we'll just begin gluing down our die cuts, our chipboard elements to add dimension to our page. Apart from that, we just want to use a sticker from the paper pack to add a coat there. So just going to use a little corrugated cardboard to uplift that. So with that done, our layering is now complete, and we can always add some elements, some tags like this in our pocket. So something like that, just to sort of have a tag peeking through our pocket, so the pocket can hold anything really. And now all we have to do is glue it down to our journal, and that becomes our wonderful layered journal cover. So you can use double-sided tape or glue to stick this down. We really hope that you've enjoyed this tutorial. It was just a quick and easy method, especially for people who have a whole lot of paper collections in your stack and want to sort of use it differently for a journal cover or a diary cover, and to team it up with dies and chipboard just to add the layers and elements. So until our next time, take care and bye-bye.